You know, sometimes I feel like some of the sources will give me stuff and it's like Stellantis intentionally trying to feed me bad information. We talked about the SRT Copperhead the other day, and I told you that it may not get a V8, and that's still valid. But now I'm hearing a couple of dueling things, and we're going to talk about those because I'm hearing, and it wouldn't, you know, the thing that would be crazy, because I heard this same shit when it came to the Rumblebee. Remember there was all that talk about the 426, they're going to 426 that thing, which they might do, by the way. We're going to talk about that in a coming video. But they ended up, the one we saw was a 5.7, and I was like, yeah, it's a 5.7. And then they surprised us. We knew that there was a Hellcat version, but we didn't know there was a 6.4 version. So 5.7, 6.4, 6.2, bang, bang, bang. Damn, seriously? Like, holy crap. So, to see that, what I'm being told from all of these sources might all be true, which is insane. Because Tim did say this was going to be a hyper muscle car. We're going to talk about all that and more right after this. Guys, before I get into today's video, we got to talk about the giveaway on the channel. We currently have the combo packs up, which have the Viper, the Ram 3500 Diesel Limited. That thing's fully loaded, gorgeous. Go check out the video. The TRX, which is coming to an end here soon. I think we got like a couple weeks left on that. The combo packs let you get into all three, for which you would normally get into one. And right now, there is a coupon code up, TK. Takes a discount off of whatever you order. Or if you use the coupon code TK free, it's available to the first 5 people that jump on it. Most likely by the time you're seeing this video, they've probably jumped all over that already. And at that point, you'll probably get like a 10% discount like you did with the TK code. But it is up for 100% off on, like, literally free on whatever you want to pick up on the site, tk'sgarage.bigcartel.com. You can get entered in for whatever you want. So, and it is available. It's not available, like, so that's if you like click an item and put it into the cart, it lets you check out for free. Now I know someone's gonna be like, well, someone's gonna put in 10,000. No, it doesn't work that way. It only works on one thing. So if you want to get in, link in the description down below, tk'sgarage.bigcartel.com, and good luck, everybody. So, SRT Copperhead, let's talk about it. I heard, the very first things we were hearing were 426. And that, would make sense. A hyper muscle car, big blower, big power, probably 1,200 horsepower, something insane in that little car because it's smaller than a Charger. It's not. Everybody thinks this thing's built on the Charger's architecture. It's not. It is not built on the Dodge Charger. I know it has a little bit of the look to it in some cases to the front, but not really. It looks more like the NASCAR mule that's running around and racing in ARCA and some of the lower levels at NASCAR right now. That's not a Charger that they're running, by the way. So it will be interesting to see if that's true, because, we heard the 426 information. And then the other day, we were hearing that they could be, redeveloping or developing a new V10. Now, we know that they're developing a dual overhead cam V8. We know that there's a new Hemi in development, for sure. We know that for a fact. And that could pop up in the new Dakota and a bunch of other vehicles for 2028. We know that could happen. What I'm finding interesting here is the talking of the V10, but not just that, because this week I got a bunch of stuff from European contacts that said that there's some V12 engine in development for Stellantis. Now, could that be a Peugeot motor or something that they could be building for Maserati? Maybe, could be, but I keep coming back to the same thing of Tim called this a hyper muscle car, a hypercar. You know what those are? Those are Bugatti Chirons. Those are $1 million cars. Now, knowing Tim, could he produce something that puts out Bugatti Chiron performance at Demon 170 price? Probably. And knowing how much lighter this car is going to be, I have to tell you, I think that we may get more than just one power plant. I think they may have a 426 V8 version. Maybe they do build a V10. I don't know if that's actually going to be the case though. But I could see us getting a high output Hurricane, right? Which I really don't like that for that car, but okay. High output Hurricane for it at the base model. A 426 supercharged Hemi at the mid tier. And if they're really building a V12, which I'm wondering, this is the other thing. I don't know how this thing would sound, but could they be pairing up two inline six Hurricanes to make, a V configuration? Or I don't even know if it's possible for them to build an inline 12, but or parallel 12. But could they possibly put those together to make a V12 out of the two Hurricanes? Maybe. It's just weird, all of the information that's been coming in from like the European stuff in the last 48 hours in terms of there's definitely a hyper engine, there's definitely and Ferrari is no longer part of the group, hasn't been for a long time. You know what I'm saying? Yes, their sister companies, Exor owns Ferrari, and they're a big investor, a big part of the ownership group at Stellantis. Duh, I get it. Could they share technology from Ferrari? Sure, maybe. But knowing what I know in terms of what they develop or what they're trying to do at Stellantis, I don't think that they would just go borrow a frickin' Ferrari engine. I think, and they did that with the Viper, and it's why the Viper's been great. Don't get it twisted. Those things can make a ton of power. But I think they intentionally neutered the Viper when it came out in the first, second generations of that vehicle because Ferrari was still part of, in-house. And they didn't want some American supercar spanking Ferraris. So now that's no longer the case. And this isn't a Viper. So could they borrow an engine from Ferrari? Maybe. I just think they're going to develop their own. But hearing what I'm hearing about V12 stuff, but then it could be that the people that were hearing the V10 stuff, and remember Tim was saying that the V10 was dead. That's why that's not the Viper, and the Viper has to have a V10 and all that stuff. It would make sense if they couldn't bring back the V10 or they were going this other route, hyper muscle car, and they go from that to a V12. I could see it. BMW did it with the E60 with the M5 for a little bit. They put a V10 in the car. Sounds like a effing Ferrari. I've had 3 of them. Best sounding car in a tunnel I think I've ever had. I get on it and it was oh my God, it sounded so good. If I have a clip, maybe I should put a clip of it in here. But I will tell you this. Matter of fact, I think I just posted clips of it on Instagram here not too far back. But what would you think? Do you think having multiple power plants with the SRT Copperhead is the way to go? I do. I personally do. I don't know if I would choose Hurricane though, just because of the stigma behind it. Maybe they're able to do something to make that engine sound amazing, and maybe people wouldn't care. Or, people do buy 4-cylinder turbo Mustangs, so maybe they would do that. I don't know if you want to cheapen that car that way, though. You get what I'm saying? I think if this is going to be the Halo car, it's the Halo car. You do not sell food stamp editions of that car. That car is, you got to pay to play. That's what this car is. It is insane power. It is the fastest thing that we make at Dodge. That's it. That's what they should do with it. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Give the video a big thumbs up if you like what I do. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And as always, stay petty, my friends.